cable has dropped below 130 today, raising the question, how low could the pound go? The pound has been under a lot of pressure in the last week or so since the Brexit referendum happened. We see here that the markets had started to price it in down at 140, then it rallied in what's turned out to be a huge head fake, and then we saw the collapse. Well, since then, we've following the initial shock, we've continued to see declines in the pound relative to the US dollar. Today we're seeing here that yesterday it tested 130 round number support. Today it broke it. It retested it as new resistance, and we're looking to see here now which way does this go. This is traded as low as 127.90, and looking here we're seeing it is oversold on the RSI, but so far it's also confirming downward momentum. We do have a longer term positive divergence forming here. So a little mixed signals, a little bit oversold, but the thing is this at this point could possibly get even more oversold. In another video I'm going to look at the yen and show that it's forming a double bottom in yen pairs, but we're not at that stage in cable yet or in other pound pairs. It looks like we might be a little early to see a bottom or a washout here. So if we're not quite at the bottom or the lows yet, the question is how low could this actually go? And we can't really see it on the short-term chart. This is a 10-month chart here, but in the longer term, we've broken 130. The next level down for it is about 125, which is a round number, and then going back, then we're looking back towards 1985, and the lows back then, there was one near 118, and the ultimate low against the US dollar was near 105. However, the pound does appear to be approaching less than multi-year rather than multi-decade lows against the euro and against the yen. So let's start with pound yen here. And what I'm going to do is we're going to switch this now to a monthly chart, going out about 10 years, and we can see here that we've already come down pretty significantly already. The 85 lows were kind of a bit of a one-time event where the US dollar was unusually strong, and it ended up with the Plaza Accord and a number of central banks having to coordinate to get the US dollar back down. So if we look though at more recent circumstances, we can see against the euro, we've broken 140. This level here was 137.40, this support resistance. We're now down about 130 against the yen. We've dipped under it, but so far this appears to be holding. Should this level fail, and we're starting to get oversold on the monthly RSI, could still get more oversold, but it looks like we're approaching a bottom here. The first support level here is in at about 124.50 to 125, and then there's a bigger support zone here between 118 and 120. If we were to get down here in fairly short order, we'd be getting pretty oversold pretty fast. So it is we're at a point where we're nearing a potential bottom, but we might not be there quite yet. Similarly, if we flip over now and we look at the euro relative to the pound, in this particular case here, this chart shows the euro going up and down. So this rallying is the pound falling. And what can we see here? A long-term downtrend dating back to 08 in euro pound has been broken, and it's now starting to pick up to the upside. And here we're not way overbought yet, and we are still seeing upward momentum on the monthly RSI. So there could still be some room to run for this pair. First resistance, 87.65. Then there's resistance here in this 90 to 91.20 area, and then dating back, then we start looking back to the 08 highs in and around 95 to the actual peak was about 98. So what's important here is to remember that the farther this goes up, the more competitive the UK gets relative to the Eurozone. So at some point, if this thing did start to get away, we could see the ECB try and step in and intervene. So that's another reason to think that, again, we may not be quite close to a top yet, but we may be getting close. So we're still looking for a lot of volatility in pound pairs in the coming days. We may not be completely washed out. A base building process could take some time, and you may need to see double tops and double bottoms, and there is still the potential for central bank intervention. So overall, we could still see quite a bit of volatility and potential trading opportunities in the coming days.